program today, Jimmy, to talk specifically about, so now that I've got this information, what do I do with it? What should I do once I've secured these prospect contact information? Go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, you want to know what? We have to approach these prospects with propriety. We don't want to bruise our relationships. We want to be donor-centered. We want to consider their needs first. And that's why I'm so grateful that we've got Amy Vance on the line. Amy has been applying the Major Gifts Ramp-Up model. You'll notice there's three foundations here. There's that phase one, where, of course, we make sure that we change our management philosophy and we consider donors' needs. We jump into what does Major Gifts all about. Do a lot of organizational development work around strategic planning and around building the different aspects of our organization so donors can give confidently. Then, of course, case, that case of support. The compelling dream that you've been charged with to advance, and then it's all calendared. That's that whole phase one of Major Gifts Ramp-Up. But today, we want to be right here in chapters 6 and 7. Chapter 6 is prospect identification, and that's what we just spent here in our first half hour. We've identified those prospects, those new people that are in your community, the ones that are already in your universe, and then compiling the different known lists of individuals of net worth who could give to your mission. Well, that's chapter 6. We've already covered that. But chapter 7, this is what we do with this information. Well, we are fond of saying that all good things come to us from an awareness event. Now, Amy, I know that you downloaded new lists from DonorScope for the National Children's Theater. I also know that you uploaded the internal file. Why don't you take it from there, Amy?
Sure. Well, we were very surprised. Normally when you upload your list to DonorScope to get that wealth appendage, you come back with several names. We actually came back with 500. We uploaded or downloaded about 2,500 from our internal list and came back with 500 people on that list that had a net worth of $1 million or more, which is fantastic. So we pulled those in, and then we added an additional over 2,000 new people that came into our universe, and then we developed an awareness event from that point in October of last year around one of the shows, one of the performances, Sherlock Holmes. And what
let me jump in. I'm going to jump in real quick. You downloaded 2,000 new names. You uploaded 2,500, but you identified about 500 out of that. So when you put together this invitation, how many people did you mail in total?
About 2,500.
About 2,500, because you'd be duped against all the different files.
Correct, correct.
You said, and right in front of our audience is some of the work that you did. Take it away and share with them again what you mailed to them.
Sure. So we mailed 2,500 of these invitations. They were personalized, so they're on the invitation where it says National Children's Theater. The special guest was actually the name of the person that we were mailing to, so it was very personalized to all these folks. As it turned out, we had a little over 200 people at the event, and we did this really fun kind of UK, British themed dinner. We actually did a dinner, and we did it in the lobby of the theater, and so all of the servers wore kind of period costumes, and we had shepherd's pie and lemon tarts and hot tea, and we actually began our program with a testimonial in the lobby and then moved everyone into the theater for the remainder of the program, which included an excerpt of Sherlock Holmes, a performance of Sherlock Holmes. So it was a really fun evening with a little over 200 people. Probably half of those were from our internal list that did come, and then another half of those were new people from the new DonorScope list.
Well, okay. Well, so let's just go over those numbers again. You had a non-fundraising awareness event. It says on the bottom of that invitation, I can see it right here, it may be hard for our participants, but it says this is not a fundraising event. So, you know, you moved obstacles for people to take a first step towards you. It was very creative, wasn't it? I mean, the whole fill out phone thing. The invitation was personalized. It looks like the outside of the envelope was personalized, as well as the invitation was on the inside. Tell us a little bit about the host committee and the value of that, Amy.
Well, as you know, Nashville is a music town. It's an entertainment town, and so we were able to get Amy Grant. We got Senator Joe Haynes, who is known in the community for his work legislatively for the arts in the community. Garth Funds is a local producer in town. Jennifer Krause is a well-known news anchor in town. A couple of well-known lawyers. One couple that's not there are just known philanthropists and community volunteers in the community. Somehow didn't make it on this particular one that I sent you, Jimmy. But we had a great host committee, well-known people in the community, philanthropists, entertainers. So that was very important. And as a matter of fact, many of those people made follow-up phone calls to some of the people on the list that they knew. The list that we had gotten from DonorScope, we had our host committee members go through that list and say, is there anybody you know, please give them a call. So they actually came because
to be on the host committee, it's at a minimum to lend your name to the invitation. There's huge value there. But and then in some different cases, these host committee members actually load bear on your behalf. Well, and remember, this is a non-fundraising event. We just, we haven't earned the right yet, have we? You get these names from DonorScope, and then you walk up to a complete stranger and you say, give me a gift. Now, the real purpose that night, the creativity brought the right people because the host committee had aligned themselves, the creative nature of the event, the excellence with which that invitation was mailed. But that night, during this hour and a half, 2 hours, the case for support for Nashville Children's Theater and the different projects and expansion they're going to be involved in was also made very clear. So there was no fundraising involved. There was no soliciting involved. Very overt about case for support, and in the context, people were delighted to hear about it because they were having such a rich experience, and it was evident that other people who have not yet become part of that family needed to have that experience as well, and they were excited to begin to participate in making it happen. So there was a takeaway. There wasn't an ask. At the end, he got up there, and she said, friends, if you have found out tonight that Nashville Children's Theater could be part of your volunteerism, could be part of your philanthropy, could be part of helping you accomplish your personal goals for Nashville, we look forward to spending time with you personally. So that was the takeaway. What a great first start. And I want to run those numbers again. You uploaded 2,500 names, and you identified 500 individuals that are already in your file. You downloaded 2,000 new names. You duped them against each other. So you end up sending an invitation to 2,500 of the right people. That night, you had about an 8% response with 200 individuals attending this glorious event, and half of them were brand new, individuals of net worth and wealth. Half of them were brand new because they came from the download file, and the other half were existing friends and families of net worth, but you identified their potential through DonorScope as well. Well, Amy, you've been calling me for 2 decades, story after story after story of how this works, and I'm just grateful that you spent time with us today.
Well, it was great to be here